I'm Steve, I'm 52 years old, and I had a tumor in the thoracic region in my back.
Come here, there we go.
I've always been a really active person, doing sports. I coach a varsity baseball team for my son's Christian school. I like to work on cars and just do stuff with my hands. So I've always played sports when I was a kid. Yeah, pretty active.
Come here. Ball.
I guess it'd been about a year and a half ago, I started getting a numbness in my right leg. And I didn't think too much of it. It was kind of creeping down my leg. And because I was active, you know, I probably didn't notice it as much. But it was getting worse. And my toes started getting numb. And my back, lower part of my back and my buttocks was numb. And I went to the doctor, my primary, and I told him about it. And, you know, he's didn't think anything of it. Hey, maybe it's a pinch nerve, it'll go away, here's, you know. And so I started doing some exercise and it didn't go away, so I kind of ignored it. So it was a gradual thing. Apparently this type of schwannoma, I believe is what they called it, comes on very slowly. So it had been building, unbeknownst to me, for probably 4 or 5 years in my back. So the symptoms would come on gradual up until the point where it got so large that it affected everything from the waist down. And it was bad. I would cough and it would be painful. I had to sleep a certain way. I'm used to dealing with pain, so the way I deal with pain is I'll exercise more. So I was trying to exercise, but I was pretty much useless, you know. It hurt too bad to lay down and do anything. After a while, all of a sudden I was running, trying to chase a 9-year-old, and I was playing with him in the backyard, and my leg was so weak, and so I fell. And I got back up and I go, you know, what's going on here?
These symptoms come on where he was gradually getting weakness on his left side of his body. You can imagine being a big burly guy and always being able to do what you want to do. And all of a sudden he started noticing that he was, you know, his left leg was getting weak on him, and he was starting to drag it a little bit when walking. And that was completely out of the ordinary for him. So he was worried about things like stroke and such. And ended up undergoing imaging where on the MRI of his thoracic spine, it had shown a rather large tumor that was taking up the spinal canal and actually squeezing his spinal cord off to a thin little ribbon off on the side.
It was tough when I heard that it was a tumor. All kinds of things were going through my head. So you start thinking about getting your life together, and hey, what if it were to end? What do I need to do before that happens? The day of the surgery, it was very early in the morning, and you're nervous. We got to the hospital and went through the admittance, and it's a long wait. Then they got me into the surgery room, and that was it. Put me out.
While he was asleep and laying down on his stomach, we'd open up over the spinal canal, and you just slowly tease the tumor off the edge of the spinal cord. Once we completed that, basically it's a matter of making sure that there's good control of bleeding in the field, and then a matter of closing up that sac that contains the spinal cord and doing it in a watertight fashion so it doesn't leak spinal fluid.
So I was in recovery, and then he came in and let my wife and me know that it was a success. And that took a big load off my mind. He said that he felt that he had got everything out of there. It wasn't the type of tumor that was going to grow back.
Immediately after the operation, he noted he got a big kick out of just being able to lift his leg off the bed. So, you know, going to see him the following morning, he goes, "Look what I can do." And he could lift his leg up off the bed, which made him happy as anything.
My life has changed because I'm able to do the things now that I was always able to do before this. Dr. Joby's staff was very professional. They made you feel at ease, very efficient. I didn't have to stay on top of them like I had to do most of the other offices. Dr. Joby gave me my life back. He gave me a sense of normalcy back into my life. that extended all the way to my family.